Happy Wednesday, everybody. How's it going? Hey, I am at a conference this week. I'm in Las Vegas with some business partners and some colleagues and some associates. On the other side of me here are all the exhibits going on and some really clever marketing ideas for, with some of the free give outs that the booths are doing. They're catering it to the Las Vegas audience. So you see a lot of decks of cards, you see a lot of poker chips, but with the company names branded on them, which kind of leads me in to the lesson today. So this week I wanted to talk to you about a businessman back in the 1930s. He was a chef in Cleveland, Ohio, and his last name was Boiardi, and he was an entrepreneur. He started a restaurant called the Garden of Italy, and this was in Cleveland, Ohio, in the late 30s. Then the Great Depression happened, and his restaurant dried up with customers. There was nobody left to, nobody was paying money to eat out when funds were so sparse at that time. So I imagine it's probably what a lot of the restaurateurs and other restaurant owners experienced when COVID happened. Just kind of that drying up of the most important resource in any business, which is the customers or the clients. So instead of moping or feeling sorry for himself or getting filled with animosity or resentment, he did something different. He told his brother, who was his business partner and kind of the business manager, he said, "We're going to close the dining room at the Garden of Italy, and we're going to dedicate all staff and resources toward starting something that was Depression era friendly, that people would buy during that time, because people didn't have much money." So he came up with a pre-packaged, just a little box of kind of about the size of a mac and cheese box, but it was spaghetti and meat sauce. So it was a pre-packaged, the hard spaghetti that you boil, and then the sauce. And he put that together, and because of the times that they were in, it was a hit. It eventually would become so popular that the government invested heavily in buying it for soldiers overseas. It was, cheap enough that they could buy it in huge quantities. So just by pivoting in the face of adversity, that man has turned his business, it's now into today, 80, 90 years later. He had a business consultant tell him, "Well, your last name being Boiardi, it's hard to pronounce, and you're putting it on all the boxes of these pre-packaged spaghetti meals." He said, "It needs to be more pronounceable. We need to make it cool. We need to make a brand out of it." So all they did was change the lettering around in his last name, and the person that I'm talking about is now known as Chef Boiardi. So SpaghettiOs, all the sauces, all the different brands that they have now, current day, all started from a restaurant called the Garden of Italy that failed miserably because of the Depression. But he learned a key principle in adversity, which is acceptance of the way things are, pivoting to something that's more buyer friendly, that will attract more business to your business will attract more customers, more clients to your business, which improves your bottom line. It boosts your revenue, right? So my message for today is, in the face of adversity, which we're all dealing with different forms of adversity we all have something, right? I'm a little more open and honest about some of the epic failures that I've had. But if you're going through adversity, where can you pivot? What do you have right, and what do you have that can be improved? In Boyardee's case, he had the recipe down, but the distribution of his recipe, he needed to think outside of the box. So if you've read my book, you know the acronym HOW, H-O-W. He was honest about his circumstances. He was open-minded enough to change, and he was willing to do what it took to be successful. And now to still be in business 80 to 90 years later is a miracle. But to be such a thriving business that once started from just very, very humble sort of starts, we all face adversity. It's what we do with adversity that makes us different, that makes us special, that can earn money in the marketplace. Regardless of what you do or what business you're in, it's what's going on behind your ears that's going to make all the difference. So I've talked long enough. Happy Wednesday, everybody. I will be back to my office next week, but so good to see you guys. I believe in you. You can do this. Whatever you're going through, you can do it. You can get on the other side of it. Don't lose sight of your sense of humor. Don't forget to laugh at yourself, and pivot when you need to. Pivot as often as you need to. You just got to get up one more time than you fall down. Happy Wednesday. Have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.